For years, the left has engaged in nonsensical and idiotic hate speech against the right. It's time the right struck back with some nonsensical idiocy of our own. I know, some weakling, conservative cowards want to hold to our ideals so we don't end up shrieking platitudes in swaggering macho voices filled with violent metaphors that make us sound a lot tougher than we actually are. But where's the fun in that? I say, if your mother expresses an idea sympathetic to the left and you don't punch the old bag's lights out, you're just not doing it right. After all, what did your mother ever do for you? Okay, maybe that's not such a good argument. But do you think the left cares about your mother? Of course not. So if you fall for some Kokolinskiite sniveling notion that now we have to be nice to our mothers while commies run roughshod over them, eventually our country is doomed to be taken over by illegal immigrant black Jews singing their hateful rap songs in Hebrew while smuggling heroin under their sombreros, also in Hebrew. It can't go on. After decades of the left dominating our media, our entertainment industry, and our universities, we can't just sit back and watch these industries crater into irrelevance and failure while the Democrats lose every election everywhere in the country. We must begin to imitate their hateful and ridiculous behavior lest we start to win back the country and have to do something with it, God knows what. No, I say our anger is righteous anger, and if our anger is righteous, then we're righteous because we are our anger, and our anger is us, and our righteousness is our anger, and therefore, I'm not sure where I was going with this, but I know it ends with me smashing some jackass lefty in the mouth, or at least pretending I would on Twitter, which doesn't hurt my knuckles as much. The thing is, you can't stand on principles when you're in a war. In a war, you have to slaughter the people on the other side until they surrender. And that's just like this, except instead of slaughtering people, we're trying to convince them to vote for us. So, okay, that's a little different from a war. But it's like a war because we shake our fists and yell a lot. So that part's the same. Otherwise, okay, slaughtering people is probably not the best way to convince them. So forget I said the whole war thing and let's move on. My point is simply this. We can't play all nicey-wicey when the left is being vicious wishes. If they shout down our speakers, we have to shout down their speakers. If they attack our peaceful gatherings, then we have to attack their peaceful gatherings. If they're fighting for an oppressive socialist state, then we have to fight for an oppressive socialist state. And anyone who says different is just afraid of winning an oppressive socialist state. So I say let's dial up the rage and incivility until we're all blithering idiots. Remember, if we stand for freedom and decency, the left wins, somehow. Trigger warning, I'm Andrew Klavan, and this is The Andrew Klavan Show.